Man, this feels good today, Karl.
Yeah, you feeling good?
Feeling pretty good.
Me too, buddy.
Ready to do a podcast.
Me too.
Everything is going so well and so smoothly. No problems at all anywhere. Let's start it off.
Disgusting, vomit-inducing thing.
Hola, creepos. Welcome to another edition of your favorite true crime podcast, the show about creeps by creeps for you creeps. I'm your host. My name is Vinny. And joining me as always, he's my co-host. It's Hot Karl.
What is happening, Vinny Paulino?
Oh man, I'm just strutting today, baby.
What a day yesterday. The Dolphins putting up, what was the most points scored since the 50s or something like that?
Like 60s.
Jeez Louise, buddy.
Let's just say the most points in the modern era of football.
Yes.
Yeah.
70 points and 726 yards or something like that.
Dude, I just want to tell you why Mike McDaniel is the coolest coach in the NFL.
Oh boy, here we go.
He was the Denver Broncos ball boy.
Okay.
And they wouldn't give him an interview to work for the team back in the day.
Oh, this was a revenge fuck.
It really was, dude, in a lot of ways. And it was a very classy one because he also didn't, kick that field goal at the end. But nobody gives a shit.
If people don't know what we're talking about,
Nobody gives a
Vinny's
shit.
team, the Miami Dolphins, won 70-20 yesterday against a football team that gave up. They played a Broncos team that decided they didn't give a fuck about playing football yesterday. They just gave up, and their coach got some splaining to do for that. That's not good. Have your team give up on you.
Let's talk about something that's even more important real quick before we bring in Jess to review our episode.
Well,
from
that
2
sounds
weeks ago.
important, but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, Karl, I would like to know, have you purchased your jersey?
I have purchased my jersey. It will be arriving at my house on Wednesday. I'm going to the Bills versus Dolphins game this Sunday, 1:00 from Orchard Park.
And you will be wearing a Miami Dolphins
And I'll have
Tyreek Hill jersey?
I will have my jersey. Now, I didn't get a Hill jersey. I decided to pivot. But it is a Dolphins jersey, and I think you'll be impressed.
I'll be impressed.
I think you'll love it. Did you know Fat Fuck Vinny?
I'm having a hard time trusting you right now.
Fat Fuck Vinny is a lot of letters to fit on the back of a jersey. Barely could do it. I had to get it to curve around and shit.
They won't make that one. That won't happen. They can't make it.
I know people.
No, you don't.
That's a good point.
You have no friends.
That's a good point.
You have me and Chris.
Making some points
and
now.
barely Andy. Now he's running out on his own. Now, Karl.
Yes, sir.
I would also like to find out if you have anything you would like to say to the listeners that maybe our friend Trucker Andy could use on his show.
Well, you think I need to apologize for something? What did I do?
Well, last week, your boy Vinny did get the creep off roast out after a year.
Ah, yes, you did. Thank you for getting that put out for us, Vinny. Congratulations on that.
And
it's almost like you should have done it in the first place.
And
I'm very sorry. I said this. I'm very sorry I didn't get around to making it and getting it done. People were anxious to see it. And then I started watching it. And I went, who wants to watch this? But no, it's great.
Thanks for that.
You got to get through the first 5 minutes of McBride stumbling all over the place. Then it gets really good.
I believe you said on the bonus episode, Brian McBride's Chad Zumach imitation.
Yeah, he really Zumach that roast starting off, but then it gets good. Then it's worth watching. So if you want to watch the roast of Karl and Vinny from last year, in which we had Pat Dixon was on there, Cardiff before Cardiff was a potato, was on there. Tucker Dixon failed miserably. You can watch that by supporting us on Patreon, Supercast, and Back to Bot Buy. I do believe we are shadow banned on these platforms. Like I'm shadow banned on Twitter now. So you really do have to go to do this, thecreepoff.com. There's a link to all of the things. You can get the bonus content. We do bonus shows. We just did one last week. There was another really fun episode. Got a little crazy at the end, but it was a lot of fun up until that point.
Well, thank you for that raving review of our bonus content, Karl.
It's fun. We do it once a week now.
Thank you. I said thank you.
And they're fun episodes.
Just because you're never sincere doesn't mean I can't be.
I'm being sincere. What the fuck? But am I too sarcastic? Because
you might have a problem with sarcasm.
when my wife and I first started dating, that was her biggest complaint. She's like, I don't know when you're being serious ever. Good. Keep you on your toes.
More than the hook penis?
More than the hook penis. Yeah, that was a bigger problem.
Jesus.
Go figure.
Well,
some girls like it.
She's a hell of a lady.
She sure is.
All right. Let's bring in our results girl to tell us who won 2 weeks ago when we did the creepiest person from Detroit.
That's right. Creepiest Detroiter.
Hello.
Hey, Jess. Good to see you. How's the construction on the house going?
Good. I told you before we started, they cut off the Wi-Fi for a second. I'm like, oh,
That makes sense.
it's
You're getting your kitchen done. You got to turn off the internet.
yeah, of course. Unless we're getting a smart fridge, but we're not.
How much longer is it going to take for you to get this kitchen done? Because it's always longer than you think it's going to be.
Well, it's my mom's dream kitchen, so it's going to be middle of October.
Jesus. All right. Well, that's coming up, I guess.
Couple weeks.
It's looking good. It's looking good.
Nice.
All right. So I'm on pins and the needles. Who won?
Okay. It was 109 to 60, so 64%. The
Wow.
winner was Karl.
I want to thank all the Cuzzaroos out there for coming up and supporting your boy, keeping this a game, keeping Vinny honest. It's 4-3 now. We're still on game point, but I'm making a comeback.
All right. Were there any comments or anything we need to know about that were happening in regards to this episode, Jessica?
I looked online. No one left any comments, but people were saying they plan on going to Detroit, or they wanted to go to Detroit where you guys were at. So that was from last week's episode, though.
I was going to say, is it because of the people we presented? They wanted to go meet them or something? I'm confused why anyone would want to go to Detroit.
No,
Drew Lane's hanging out with you. You don't want to go to
right,
Detroit.
Yes. You'd have good friends there.
Someone said they're a fan of Drew Lane over. Yeah, someone said I've been a fan of Drew Lane over 2, possibly 3 decades.
Yeah, Drew's been a legend in Detroit for a very long time.
Nobody told me there was going to be boasting.
And then let's not forget Drew's buddy Matt Riley. That guy's a trip, huh?
Matt's the man. That guy's out of control, and he rules.
Party.
That guy rules.
So as long as you know Drew and Matt, you can do some fun things out there in Detroit.
Yeah, you could get shots anywhere in Detroit if you know Matt.
No shit, any time of day or night.
He just does
He's got the shots.
All right. Well, I guess we should announce what our category is for this week, and thank Jessica for joining us again.
Hey, maybe Jessica can read some super chats for us.
Oh, sure.
Let's put her to work here.
All
Let's
right.
make her earn her.
Fine.
Well, Karl got a new member on his
Hey, thank you, Double Guns. Double Guns. Fuck yeah.
We got to shoot double or something.
So dang lizard, €5. Oh, a vote for Vinny is a vote for Stuttering John. # Vinny Spinny.
Oh, the people are turning on you because of your friendship with Stuttering John. That's interesting. Who could have seen that coming except for everyone?
Who cares? He's just doing a comedy show. He's just doing a comedy show. What the fuck do you care?
Judas.
Who cares?
Uncle Sammy Poo, $4.99. Ola Creepos. What's that say? I am before Karl complains about in before.
Yep.
Karl complains about
this language. Jess, you should
How
know
are
to
we
read this
teaching
shit.
her this?
I grew up where people used English to type. Now it's all this shit. You don't know it? Come on.
no.
All right. Go ahead.
Karl complains about snitching, and Vinny is still talking about his creep even after presenting ends. School.
Yes. Very good. I like having Jessica read these. We got to do this more. This is a new segment of the show, I think. Can we bring her back too?
Yeah, be ready to go at the end.
Okay.
Oh no. Cam Critical 499. You missed a great opportunity to make Karl wear a Hernandez jersey at the Pats game.
Yeah, Vinny, that's what you should have done. Instead, you're all like, "Oh, the Miami Dolphins are the best team in the world. They're going to win the Super Bowl." Whoop-a-doop-a-doo. It's embarrassing.
Laugh it off until they do, motherfucker.
It's embarrassing.
Karl, what's going to be embarrassing
Yeah.
is having all of your fellow Bills fans throwing shit at you all game on Sunday.
It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. It's going to be a tough game
Yeah, enjoy.
on Sunday.
Enjoy. Keep your shit talk up.
All right, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jess. Good to see you.
Yep. She's great. Jess at Jess Daydreaming on social media.
Yes.
Karl, today's category, we're sticking with the football. I let you pick. I gave you a couple options that were out there, and you picked creepiest football coach.
I sure did, Vinny.
And since you won, that means you get to go first.
And I would like to present to you Craig Wood. What are we watching right now? What is this?
Don't worry about it, pal. I got it.
No, I'm off the screen.
Listen,
do we need a producer on this show?
Some days I think so.
Okay.
No, man, I'm just trying to get you all.
So I'm going to present to you Craig Wood, and we're going to start off. This is a high school coach from Springfield, Missouri, who in February of 2014 had an interesting afternoon and evening. And we're going to start off with my track number 1. We're going to go through these in order here. Vinny's not prepared for this at all.
Because you gave me the disc right before the show,
I know,
and I fucked up.
You're right.
It's my bad. I got it, guys.
Need to get the audio going at some point, though.
Guys,
at some point, we're going to need to get a little audio go. Guys, vote for Karl at thecreepoff.com. Karl knows how to run a show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I just talked about myself in the third person.
Yeah, real cool guy.
No, what are you doing? You're showing people's phone numbers? Oh,
yep,
no.
I certainly have. That was a bad move.
This is going great. Oh, boy.
Show it prepared.
This is going great.
This episode could be hard to listen to.
This is where the pickup truck pulled up. The driver actually stopped, turned around, and then took off with Haley Owens. This is the growing pile of flowers and other gifts left outside of this home here. The person charged with taking Haley worked at a school on the other side of Springfield. He was supposed to coach middle school football and basketball this year. Court records show he had a minor past criminal history, a conviction charge for possession of marijuana more than 20 years ago, and an illegal hunting conviction. Neighbors tell me he never interacted with them. They would hear him occasionally practicing with his band at the home, and it's the home where police say he killed Haley Owens.
All right, so this guy who's got his shitty bluegrass band playing in the garage that his neighbors have to hear, that's not the worst part.
Yeah,
that's not the worst part about Craig.
It's not great.
It's not great. I don't like it.
It's not a good start.
I don't like it. But so Craig one afternoon decides, you know what? I bet I can go pick me up a 10-year-old girl from the neighborhood and bring her back to my place. And so he goes ahead and at 5 p.m., still daylight, snatches up our victim here, Haley. And because it was daylight and she's in the neighborhood, a lot of people saw him do it. In fact, my track number 2 is Carlos Edwards, who ran after him and almost got to him when this happened.
I spoke with Carlos Edwards, who witnessed Haley's abduction. He said he saw Haley get pulled into the truck, but he couldn't get there fast enough.
As soon as I saw him open this door, that's when I jumped into action. And before I could get to him, I was close. He took off with his door open. I was so close and just couldn't catch him on foot. That was my first reaction, just to run off to the truck.
All right. Good try, buddy.
Yeah. Guess who didn't make the team?
Yep. I guess you should have ran a little faster there because, well, the good news is, let me play my track 3 and then I'll reveal what happened. But fortunately, they did get the license plate number.
They did get the license plate number of the truck Wood was allegedly driving.
The fact that people were paying attention and actually tried to stop the abduction from the reports I've read, took action, is to be commended.
Police are processing multiple crime scenes, including looking for clues in the neighborhood where Haley was taken. They're scouring Wood's house for answers, too.
Okay. You don't have to look at the neighborhood where she was taken. You just have to go to look at Wood's house because Haley's body was found in Craig Michael Wood's home in Springfield. It was inside 2 garbage bags with plastic storage containers in the basement of the house. She had been raped and shot in the back of the head. There were marks on her wrist indicating that at some point she had been tied up. There is video footage of Wood disposing of Haley's clothing in a dumpster. There's also footage of him buying 2 bottles of bleach and liquid plumber on 2 separate trips. So the guy's going out to grocery stores. He's going to dumpsters. He was seen at the laundromat, washing blankets. He's buying bleach. He goes back. He's like, I'm going to need some liquid plumber too, because this thing is not going down the drain. It's liquid plumber. He's doing everything he can to try to cover this up. So now we got to talk to the mom. The next day, the mom is very upset that her 10-year-old daughter was abducted from the neighborhood. and taken to this guy's house to be raped and murdered.
You don't say she was bothered by that?
She's a little upset about it.
Okay. Well.
But hold on, though. Before you play my track 4,
Okay.
There's a really bad edit in here from the local news.
Okay.
I just want you to listen for it and pick up on it. This is not a good edit.
All right.
Tuesday was just like any other day. Haley was meeting a friend when detectives say 45-year-old Craig Michael Wood attacked her.
She laughed all the time.
Stacy remembers Haley as always laughing, smiling, and willing to lend a hand.
Why are there people out there like that?
That a question this mother doesn't have an answer for as she grieves the loss of her little girl.
I know there's people out there like that, but why do they go after little kids?
Okay. First off, this is horrifying. The poor mom there being interviewed by the news. Vote for Karl. But did you pick up on that edit in there?
I was trying to hear.
Okay, play it again from the beginning. It's pretty early on in here. It's
Tuesday was
it's the
just
first thing
like
the mom
any other day.
says.
Haley was meeting a friend when detectives say 45-year-old Craig Michael Wood attacked her.
She laughed all the time.
Stop it right
Stacy
there.
remembers.
They go, Craig Michael Wood attacked her. She laughed the whole time. That's not the point. That's not the time to say I'm talking about her laughing. That's not when you splice that in. That's a bad edit point. Right there, local news. Whoopsie.
They don't pay those people much.
No,
Carl.
I guess not.
They
Yeah, it's probably
really
an intern or something.
Oh, that is
Don't
so
put that one on
funny.
your reel.
She laughed all the time.
All right. So he took the stand in his own trial,
Oh no.
Vinny, and revealed something in my track 5.
Well, Steve, Lisa, it was definitely unexpected when Craig Wood took the stand today, and it was even more unexpected when he told the court that he was under the influence of methamphetamine whenever Haley Owens was abducted. He also told the court he had a few beers.
Whoopsie. Okay, well, so the guy was doing some meth, drinking some beers.
Uh-oh. Carl.
Got a little excited.
Meth, baby. Let's talk about it, yes, sirree. Let's talk about all the bad things and the bad things meth heads see. Let's talk about meth.
I can't think of a worse PR campaign than the PR campaign around meth, and yet it seems like more and more people are enjoying it every day.
Yeah, I mean, haven't you ever smoked meth and then just wanted to kick back with a couple of beers?
No, I always want
to
to rape a child when I'm on meth. That's why I don't do it. It just seems like a really bad idea. I just don't understand who's just like, yeah, I've heard some good things about doing meth. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good idea. I used to be freaked out back when they just had the faces of meth stuff that they would show you how people.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
5
I remember
years
those.
before, then 5 years after, they're missing all their teeth, their skin's falling off. You're like,
It looks
that
like
looks bad.
Fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, that's right. Like the Nazis at the end. So that's why, like, years ago, I was just like, I'm not going to do meth. That looks like a bad idea. But now it's just getting worse and worse, the shit that's going on. So apparently, Craig, they brought him in for questioning that night. And he confessed, but it got a little weird by track number 6 here.
Now, with hope that Haley Owens was still alive, detectives testified they used different tactics to get Craig Wood to talk. Now, when Craig's dad was brought up, detectives say Craig got emotional. His lips started to quiver. Now, after Craig requested a short break, detectives say that's when he told them where Haley's body was, wrapped up into trash bags in a plastic tote in his tub in the basement of his home. Now, Wood's attorneys are arguing Wood's statement should not be used at trial since it happened after he asked for a lawyer. Now, obviously, this day, a tough day, an emotional day for Haley Owens' family. Both her mom and stepdad were in the court wearing her favorite colors, pink and purple.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What the fuck is
purple?
What the fuck is purple?
Well, right. She did mispronounce it. I love that they're wearing her favorite colors. Whatever. Who cares? Whatever that means. The church bells. Someone have a fucking megaphone on those or something? Holy shit.
Maybe wait a second to go live.
That got very loud. At that
You
specific
think I
moment.
need a fucking producer?
So how funny is that? The guy asked for his lawyer, and then they're like, okay. And then they're talking a bit more. He's like, by the way, you can find the body. It's in my basement. It's wrapped up and stuff. It's like, you can't use that. But okay, it doesn't matter. They found the body. It doesn't matter if you could use that or not.
Yeah, go down to my basement, and if you see the meth pipe, look for the box that's next to it.
Yes.
That's where
So,
she is.
This is
Look for a couple empties on the floor.
This is not great because police found over a dozen firearms in his home, as well as child pornography. While searching a bedroom dresser in Wood's home, they discovered stories about sexual fantasies. 2 of these handwritten stories involved girls aged 13. They also found 4 pictures of young female students who attended the school where Wood had been employed.
Uh-oh.
And now ready for the twist? Because this ended up happening years after this incident. So you just heard about the mother and father being in court wearing her colors in support.
Yeah.
Well, the father is actually a stepfather. Track 7. Check this out.
The stepfather of Haley Owens will spend 7 years behind bars now and serve another 10 years probation.
40-year-old Jeffrey Barfield was sentenced today for federal child pornography charges. He pleaded guilty to sharing explicit images of underage girls online earlier this year.
Federal prosecutors asked for 12 years in prison due to the nature of the crime, calling it disturbing. They argued that Barfield is a danger to the community and victimized a substantial number of children and knowingly posted images of child porn.
So this is the crazy part to me, Vinny. Because could it be this guy's posting photos of his own stepdaughter? This other guy's downloading that. One day he's out for a drive. He's high. He's like, hey, there's that bitch I was jerking off to last week. Holy shit. She's right there. Snags her up, brings her home, rapes her, shoots her in the back of the head. And this guy's going around with a pin of his daughter on his coat right there.
This guy.
That's bizarre, right?
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to understand. Which one of these guys is your creep?
Well, the creep is obviously Craig Wood.
Okay, and he coached football where?
He coached football at the middle school, at Pleasant View Middle School.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
He worked 16 years at that middle school, actually. So listen to this, Vinny, because the Amber Alert went out and they had the license plate number, but the time it took between getting the Amber Alert out and the license plate number and the police actually going and investigating the house, she was raped and murdered. This could have happened very quickly. So, in fact, because of that, Haley Owens' family, joined by the family of Craig Wood, advocated for Haley's Law, which would consolidate the system in which an Amber Alert is issued, allowing an alert to be issued faster by local police. After almost 5.5 years, the law was passed in 2019 and signed by Governor Mike Parson, going into effect August 28th, 2019. So this actually inspired legislation that became, Haley's Law. Vote for Karl, thecreepoff.com. What do you got for us, man?
Okay, Karl, great presentation. You have your back up against the wall, so you brought a pedo. You're playing with my playbook. And, I called Jerry Sandusky yesterday when we were talking.
You did. I had all my friends that were watching the Bills game, and I go, oh, guess who Vinny pulled? Jerry Sandusky. I texted you back, deep pull.
And then I decided, you know what? Pivot.
Smart move.
Pivot.
Because Sandusky, we're bored of that. Plus, I don't think he ever did anything wrong.
Okay.
You are listening. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure this thing was on. All right, good. Dude, we should do.
It's odd, buddy. It's odd.
We should do for the Hall of Fame episode.
What's that?
Is play the interview he did with, was it Al Michaels? He did an interview with one of the football commentators.
Okay.
In which he was talking about how much he likes children and enjoys being around children. And I can't remember if it was Al Michaels or really just like, oh, okay, Jerry, you sure you want to say that right now? He's like, no, I love children. I love, and it was just like really creepy and weird. It was before he was convicted.
I honestly,
you don't remember that?
No, I
gotta
don't remember seeing that.
It's fun.
Hey, listen, we're doing a bonus on Friday. So.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll pull it for that.
Yeah, and by the way, folks, I'm going to be putting up the your chance to nominate a Hall of Famer.
Oh, great.
For next month. It's we're going to do a Hall of Fame one in October.
Very good.
So my creep today, his name is Joseph Clinton Mills. Now, Mills was the coach for the Lakeland Volunteers program down in Lakeland, Florida, Karl.
Uh-oh, Florida.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Florida, Florida, you got to get your shit together. Fix your shit. Why so many creepy bugs? What the hell is going on there? Maybe it's the swamp gas. Hope they bring no come on, Florida.
Karl.
Yes.
He coached Pop Warner style football for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he had a young man on his team named Tim Slayton.
Okay.
And Tim was 12, and his dad was MIA, and his mom seemed to be struggling. And on the first day of practice, which was September 3rd, 1981, Tim didn't have a ride home.
Oh,
so Coach Joe decided to give Tim a ride home because he
Nice.
knew he needed one. And when he got to the house, his mom, Linda, waved out the window at him. He waved back at her. and dropped off his son, and they never really met, but he left.
Great story.
Okay.
All right. We have
Now,
any
hold on.
voicemails? Oh,
The next morning, September 4th, 1981, at about 8:30 in the morning, the Lakeland police were called to that same apartment where little Tim was dropped off at. They were alerted by a guy who worked for the housing authority there, who was alerted by the sister of Linda, the aunt of Tim, who went by to pick her up to go get coffee. And when she got there was no answer at the door, and she walked around the side of the place, and she noticed that the screen was missing from the bedroom window. And she looked in, and there was her dead sister, blood all over the place, laying in the middle of the floor. Now, when the officers...
hold on a second. I bet it has something to do with the missing screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just telling you what they came into. They found that she was strangled to death with a wire hanger that was twisted around her neck like a garrote.
Yeah, you're supposed to kill people with that before they're born.
Yeah.
Not after.
This is against federal law, I'm pretty sure at this point. Her dress was pulled down from the top up from the bottom, exposing all of her female good parts. Her underwear and shoes were on the rug below her feet, and detectives say she was dripping blood from her vagina.
Ew.
Now, according to reports, her children...
So she was on the rag, too? She must have been really annoying to kill.
No, it was because somebody jammed a bunch of stuff up there, like foreign objects, by God. And the two kids, Jeffrey Slayton, who was 15 at the time, and Timothy, were sleeping in the next room when the police got there, and the cops got to give them the good news. Now, during the interview with detectives, Jeffrey said the family had moved in the apartment about 2 weeks prior to the mom's death. There were no suspects. They had no idea who could have done this. Now,
I mean, all of Florida, I would think.
I know. They're like,
every single person who lives in Florida.
Single mom got murdered.
Yeah.
Did we talk to Gary yet? Did we call Gary?
I mean, Jesus.
But the cops are questioning everybody. They questioned Joe. They asked him, hey, did you know her? I know that you're the kid's football coach. And he said, I just waved at her the one time. And that was
part of the story you were telling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he told the cops.
Yeah.
And he said he was absolutely heartbroken for those boys.
That's so sad.
And for years after that, Karl, Joe Mills was like a father to those boys. He drove them to and from school.
Nice.
He took care of them.
That's awesome.
And Tim said later, even though they did eventually in life lose touch, he only kept 2 pictures from his old house, Karl.
Yeah.
One of them was a picture of his mother, and the other was a picture of his football coach, Joe Mills, and him around the time that his mom passed away.
That is so sweet. All right, the creepoff.com is where you want to go to vote.
Now, Karl, I'm not done yet. So here was the thing. For decades, this case was a cold case. No one had any idea what was going on until a bunch of looky-loos started playing around with that DNA evidence.
Oh, I hate that.
And all those people were so anxious to find out what percentage of what they were. And they got a little fun stocking stuffer from family.
Yep.
And DNA got better. DNA testing got better. And they started retesting samples. This guy had put his DNA into some type of commercial DNA testing.
Did he really?
Yep.
I'm sorry, but after you rape and kill someone, you really
don't
gotta stay
ever
away
do that
from all the DNA stuff. What are you doing?
So the police start doing the check between the two databases. And in 2019, 38 years later, they concluded that the old football coach was the guy who did it. Now, Karl, they also wanted to make sure, so they went and got fresh DNA from this guy. They went through his trash.
Okay.
They go through his trash. They got 2 cotton swabs.
I guess I don't understand how DNA works. You have to get fresh DNA.
2 colostomy bags. A plastic spoon.
Wait, how old is he? He's shitting in a bag?
Apparently.
How old is this guy?
I don't know. Old enough to shit in a bag.
Oh, no.
Now,
that's depressing.
By December 12th, he's being arrested for murder. They start reading him his Miranda rights. He claims he came up with a different story than his original story when he was questioned by the police, Cardiff.
Cardiff? What show do you think you're doing right now?
I just looked at the wrong thing. I saw the Cardiff victim blame thing, and I was going to hit the jingle, but I meant to hit this one.
Baby, you're dead. I'ma blame it all on you. You got raped, and you should have been more careful.
Well, let me tell you the story that the old coach gave the cops, Karl.
Yeah.
he said, listen, I dropped Tim off that night and she came out to the car and she said to me, hey, Joe, you're looking pretty good tonight. Why don't you come back to the house? You know,
and then he said,
lick my balls. Yeah.
For what Joe called a good time.
Nice.
So instead of going through the front door,
Joe,
when you're an invited guest, he went back to the house at about 3 a.m.
It's called role playing, Vinny. You got to get a little adventurous sometimes.
And he went through the unlocked bedroom window, he said.
Nice.
So, okay. Then he claimed that Slayton asked him to engage in wild sex.
Yeah, hell yeah, she did. Single mom, let's go.
And that Mills stated that upon entering her bedroom, she already had the wire hanger around her neck.
She's into that. Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And she laid on the bed. She had the wire hanger on her neck, and she had him tie it tighter and tighter while engaging in sexual intercourse with her until she lost consciousness. So in essence, what happened here is
she killed herself during sex.
Well, that's retarded.
No, Carl, because none of the crime scene evidence pointed to a consensual encounter.
No, it certainly did not. Not from what you told me.
No, not at all. And long story short, he hate fucked this little boy's mother to death, and then picked him up for football practice the next day. And he only met her the one fucking time when she waved at him.
People, that's why pencils have erasers, as your buddy Stuttering John likes to say. People make mistakes. That was 38 years ago. Can we all just get over it and move on with our lives?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? We're going to dwell on this story for how much longer? Another 38 years?
Well, look at this poor little kid in the face. This little scamp is standing there next to the guy who fucked his mother to death.
Is that this coach didn't get him to be a D1 player. Did they ever play D1 or pro ball?
Do you think he's a good coach?
He probably
Do you think he's a good coach?
I guess not. I guess not, Vinny.
He's, of course, a bad coach, Carl. He's raping players' mothers.
Well,
to
you
death.
should have led with that then. He's a bad college or football coach.
Yeah. So either way, he pled guilty to avoid the death penalty, and he's rotting in jail for the rest of his life.
All right.
Visit thecreepoff.com and vote for Vinny this week. What do you say, guys? How about it?
All right, Vinny. Let's check out the super chats that have been coming in. We appreciate the support on here. You guys are awesome.
Yay, super chats.
This one from 606, 5 pounds. Vinny can't wear a tie and a belt on the same day for fear of turning into sausages. That's worth 5 pounds.
That's really funny.
I like it.
Okay.
And then Uncle Sammy Poo, $5. The Dolphins and the Bills suck Packers. Go Cowboys. I actually don't care about football. I just wanted to get you all riled up.
Yeah, go
Wow.
Cowboys. Great game yesterday, guys.
The Cowboys. God damn it. I picked the right time to put Dak Prescott as my quarterback, didn't I? Jesus Christ. What are they doing? Don, let's talk about meth, baby. You got it, buddy. $2. Uncle Sammy Poo, $2. Your Honor, I don't drink that much. Joe Higachi, $2. The Redneck James Corden, no thanks.
Who's he calling Redneck James Corden?
I'm not sure. Dang Lizard. Dang Lizard's photo's getting fun.
Yeah,
Another
certainly is. It's
€2.
I thought that was Tommy.
Vinny Spinney, the SJ Cuck, the wire hanger banger.
I don't know what you want me to tell you there.
You are an SJ Cuck. We know that. Yay. Member milestone. Kenneth Pogue, FSJFKB. Love it. Love
so
the
what?
support.
I'm going to have to put up
Love the
with all
comments.
of this hate now? I'm going to have to put up with all of this hate?
Yeah.
Because I let John have a show? Okay, guys.
Because you guys are best friends.
Okay.
And some people are thinking that John's not a great guy. And they're wondering why you want to be friends with them.
Well, I'm good friends with you, and you're definitely not a great guy.
That's what I tell them, too, when they say that. They're like, why is he friends with John? I'm like, why is he friends with me? I don't know.
Yeah. I
What do you want
have
from me?
problems, okay? That's the
Yeah.
answer. I have problems.
You think Vinny's got a giant list of people who want to be his friend? There's just a few of us.
I take what I can
Exactly.
get.
He's a desperate man. It would be very lonely if it weren't for me and John.
Yeah.
All right, Vinny.
I just wish my two best friends would get along.
I have a fun treat. Oh, yeah, maybe
Dude,
you can be our mutual friend.
I'm
We
gonna
get together
fucking-
for dinner or something.
I'm going to parent trap you. I'm
Yeah.
going to do something to get you guys like together.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, I hope he's not sniping us right now. He'll be very upset with that idea.
Oh,
He would
I
not
just want
like that.
peace. I just want peace in the Dabbleverse, Carl.
There will be no peace in the Dabbleverse as long as I'm in it.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
It's like an apocalyptic fucking hellscape.
It really is. Vinny,
yeah,
I have brought a treat for us today.
Nice.
In lieu of a Who Are These Creepos segment, I am bringing to you the, what's it called? Blue light cam?
Code Blue cam.
Code Blue. Thank you. And this one came in from a listener who actually went to our show in Detroit.
Nice.
And he wrote and said, "Good evening, Karl. I had a good time at the live show last weekend. A great Code Blue cam video came out earlier this month. I don't want to spoil it, but it is a fun one. So I brought some clips from this video. A cop is on his way to work when this guy, Kevin, gets agitated at his driving and speeds past him and then cuts him off. And then they get stopped at a light. And this guy gets out of his car and starts walking over towards this off-duty sergeant. Now, the sergeant's on his way to work. This guy doesn't know he's a cop.
Yeah.
He's just annoyed. He's got the road rage going. And they actually have footage of this happening because it happens to be a surveillance camera in a nearby store. So, yeah, let's check out first track here.
CB1 car.
While trying to pass in the left turn lane, the off-duty sergeant was blocked. The agitated driver, later identified as a 39-year-old male named Kevin, soon exited his vehicle and approached the sergeant.
You're an idiot.
In
Why
response,
are you driving
the
like
sergeant
that?
drew his firearm without aiming. Kevin briefly backed off, then returned with a concealed hand, prompting the sergeant to now point his firearm. Kevin flipped him off and went back inside his vehicle. He eventually started following the sergeant's vehicle and called 911, claiming the firearm was aimed.
Okay, so this guy's like, oh, he just pulled a gun on me. I'm going to get him in so much trouble. First, he was driving slow, and then he pulled a gun on me, and I'm going to tell on him. So he calls 911, and he says, I'm following this car right now, and the guy just pulled a gun on me, and I want you to get him in trouble. So police are dispatched, and the police go ahead and...
Someone pulling a gun's generally a good reason to call 911, though.
Sure. You're going to find out.
This is the bitchest way to do it, though, because like this guy started the problem. All right.
Well, you're going to find out that maybe that wasn't a good move on his part. So they find him and they pull him over. And he's going, no, it's that car. He's pointing out the way. He's going, no, not me, that car. And they're pulling him over. So he goes, fuck this. And he just leaves, even though the police are pulling him over. He leaves and follows this guy all the way to his job. All the other cops are too. So they get into the parking lot here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And yeah, let's keep it rolling here.
Oh, this sounds good. So once I go that everybody is safe, I can't get into the whole what happened.
Why do you think I was chasing him? Because my phone's still going with the 911 dispatcher. I said, hey.
Feels like he's got a meth pipe in his right pants pocket.
Yeah, I probably got meth.
Well, yeah, I got meth. Why are you calling 911 if you're driving around with meth?
Let's talk about meth. Let's talk
Do it again.
Let's talk about all the bad things and
So Kevin then decides. Kevin is one of these guys like delete laws who knows the law so well. And he tells them, I'm the one who called 911, so you can't even bust me for that meth pipe because you would not have found it if it weren't for me calling 911 on a guy who pulled a gun on me.
It's double jeopardy.
No, that's not what it is, but he's convinced that he cannot be busted for this. I'm not sure that's how it works, but that's what he says. So my track number 3, you can see that now Kevin's getting very anxious, wants to talk to his attorney.
I would like to read you. Okay, that's what I was getting to. Good. Put him in the car. Put him in the car.
I want you in the car, please. Just for now, we can take you in a second. Just can you please sit in the car for me? That's all I'm asking.
Are you just going first?
Okay, you can take a seat like that. Just take a seat like that.
While speaking with Kevin, a strong odor of intoxicants was emitting from his person.
Here we go.
I couldn't really smell it here.
Leave the door open. Turn into a circus real quick.
So this guy is very confused. He's the one who called 911. He had a gun pulled on him. He's going, I don't know what's going on here. Why am I getting arrested? What did I do wrong? And they're like, sir, we're just trying to sort it out. If you can just like relax. Like, no. Oh, okay. And then he's got meth. And then he smells like booze and he's having a panic attack. Well, after that, Vinny, all of a sudden something changes in him and he starts getting real cocky. And he realizes that he's got the upper hand. Now, you would think in this situation, he's handcuffed to the back of a police car. He does not have the upper hand, but you would be wrong, sir. He has the upper hand.
I said this on the bonus episode the other day. Once they get in the back of the cop car is when the funniest shit starts to happen every time. It's amazing.
Let it roll.
Here we go.
You know your rookies aren't going to have your badge in a week, right?
Wait, or what?
Because you guys can't search that vehicle. You know that, right? I called in an emergency response and I'm in trouble. My lawyer's going to eat your guys' ass up.
Okay.
Give me a phone call. I want my lawyer right now. Before you guys even touch that vehicle, I want my lawyer right now. You know I'm Right, I want a lawyer.
All right, I'm done talking
Just,
with you, Kevin.
just so you know, I will subpoena the 911 dispatcher saying I called in. You guys arrested me for a gun being pointed at me.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Put your leg back.
That's fine. Just so you guys know.
All right, so he's just warning them he's going to have their badges. Just so you guys know, I'm going to get you in a lot of trouble. You're
That
fucking
is
up. Not a good tactic.
what they hear all day.
It's not a good tactic.
Every day.
So this guy can't stop running his mouth. He just keeps yelling at the officers. He admits that he's drinking at one point. The cop goes, "Oh, you've been drinking?" He's like, "Oh, yeah. Like, what? This is a morning commute that we're talking about here." And the guy is admitting that he's drinking.
It's just what time in the morning? The guy was on his way into work.
He's on his
so
way
we're
into work.
talking
Yes, the morning commute.
8 a.m., 7:30 a.m.
Yeah. So the guy admits that he's been drinking. And so then the cop, as they're having this back and forth, admits that it was an off-duty police officer who pointed the gun. So now Kevin is like, "Oh, I fucking knew it. You guys are just sticking up for your buddy. I'm going to have all of you get your badges taken from you." He gets very excited with this news. My next track here.
Number 5.
Yep.
All right.
You just admitted that it was an off-duty police officer. Told the truck, "Let's go to court." He pointed a gun at me. The recording is there. Told the truck. Told the truck.
Okay, I'm done explaining it to you.
I don't want to hear it anymore. Okay. I want a lawyer. Told the truck.
You want the window down because of your claustrophobia, though?
No, you can suck my now.
You don't want the window down?
Nope. Now.
After conducting a records check, it was revealed that his driving status was suspended. Subsequently, an officer conducted a canine sniff on Kevin's vehicle, resulting in a positive alert.
Okay, so now
Now
this
that's
guy,
called probable cause.
you notice how he's yelling, "Tow the truck"?
Yeah.
He's going, "I want my lawyer, tow the truck." He does not want them searching this truck, obviously. And he believes they don't have the right to search his truck. Well, apparently he's wrong because they found 71 grams of weed. Now that sounds like a lot to me. There was a time when I used to sell marijuana. And that's the amount of marijuana I would have on me because I was selling it. I wouldn't have that on myself for personal
So
use.
are you telling me that you think that this guy with the meth pipe who's drunk at 7:30 might be dealing drugs?
Maybe. It just seems like a lot. So he goes, "All right, there's some weed in there. You guys are going to find some weed." And then they find open containers drinking a twisted tea, a Mike's Twisted Tea.
Oh, Andy's a douche. Perfect.
Yeah. So they find the open container. This is the guy calling 911, getting out of his car, threatening people. He's got some beer muscles going, I guess. And he's very upset that they searched his vehicle without a lawyer present. And they're like, "Sir, we never have a lawyer here while we're searching a vehicle. It's not a thing." But he continues to argue with them about the law. He still thinks he's going to take down the entire police force. My track number 6 here.
Why are you being rude to me? I got a gun pulled on me and I'm in handcuffs because it was one of your buddies? Make a record. I want all subpoenas. I want every report subpoenaed. All of your guys' body cams too. You know I have a lot of money, right? Got a ton of money.
That's awesome.
My lawyers is going to tear your guys apart. You're probably not going to ever be on the force again, just so you know. And if you doubt me, wait till tomorrow.
Sounds good.
He was then transported to the police department to perform standardized field sobriety tests.
All right, Kevin, you're going to cooperate if I take you the handcuffs and everything? Okay, perfect.
Have you guys searched my record yet?
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I just get out of the car like this.
Okay, a couple quick questions. Do you have any problems with your eyes at all?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
I'm drunk.
You're drunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they bring him in for field sobriety, and he's just like, yeah, I'm not going to pass this. I'm really drunk. I also love the fact that he's telling the guy, he's like, "I got a ton of money. You're going down." He's like, "Okay, man, cool. Sounds good."
Says the drug driver in the cuffs. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Probably not going to go great for you. So this guy does not want to do the field sobriety. He keeps telling him, like, "Officer, I'm telling you I'm drunk. Can you just give me the breathalyzer and just prove it?" The guy's like, "No, I got to go through this procedure." He's making him follow his finger and stuff. He does. My boy Kevin here does get a laugh. My next track here.
Can we keep going? Nope, just put your feet together, hands on each side. We're going to finish the eye test, okay? You can you see my finger okay?
No, I'm drunk.
I know. All right, just follow tip my finger, okay?
So if I say no, I'm drunk, I still have to follow that mother?
Yeah.
Can't you do the pen or something? That's more interesting.
I don't use pens. I just use my finger. Okay.
That's what she said. Don't laugh.
Okay.
Josh will laugh.
Ready?
He's all proud of himself with it. That's what she said.
Home run, Kevin.
Good
Home
stuff.
run.
So now at this point, this guy is predicting what he's going to blow. And he's going, "Oh, I'm definitely a 0.2. I know. I'm definitely at least a 0.2.
I'll blow any one of you to get out of this, huh? Huh?
He's into it now. So this is my my 8th track out here.
Photo 2-3, I say.
Okay.
Our record's 3-9, just so you know.
That's pretty high. I've seen a bit higher in lacrosse, though. Are you from lacrosse?
Kevin took the preliminary breath test, which resulted in 0.165.
Good. All right, can you grab the straw off the end there?
Yeah, what is it? It's got to be the twos.
165. Not too high. All right.
He's all mad. God damn it. I was pounding those fucking twisted tees.
My lawyer's going to laugh at me now.
Yeah, just a 0.165, just twice the
You're
limit.
calling me with the 0.165, you pussy?
How funny is that? The guy wanted it to be higher. He's disappointed in himself.
Oh, man.
So now he starts making demands.
I kind of like him now.
He's in the back. Oh, I know. This guy's great. He's in the back of the cop car, and he's going to start making demands to the police officer.
All right.
There's cameras on that light, too. You guys are all take me to jail right now. Come on, let's go.
No.
Let's go.
Relax.
Give me the jail. Come on.
We're not going to jail yet.
Why? I want to go to jail. Let's go.
I
I want to talk to my lawyer. You're holding me against my will. Let's go, you piece of shit. You need to do a talk screen on your deputy that pulled a gun? You know what? This is the only time I wish I was black, because he would have shot me. You guys would all be. You should look up how many cases I got off on my own without a lawyer. Can I have a smoke while we're waiting, please? I've been cooperative. Maybe I'll let my lawyer be nice to your deputy. We could just make this all go away.
Can't smoke in my squad anyways.
I'm not trying to smoke your squad. Shut the f- nobody's talking to you.
Well, I'm not going to let somebody smoke that says that to me, so.
I don't give a f- I'm not talking to you. You guys pulled some Minneapolis. That's what you did. You don't think I'm not having my girlfriend call the news company, right? All your body cams are going to get subpoenaed, because I'm going to pay at least $25,000 for my lawyer. You know why? Because I can't have one more thing on my record. You guys would have been better off shooting an seriously. I'm an upstanding citizen. What?
Can you hear me okay?
What?
Informing the accused form.
I want my lawyer. I want my lawyer here before you read that to me.
Alcohol while under the influence of alcohol or drugs or both.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Or
Somebody
sustained
pointed a gun at
harm
me.
to a person.
Shut the f up!
Or you are suspected of driving or being on.
I can't wait till I see you on the streets. I'm going to beat the f out of you.
This phony.
Yep.
Just tell your wife to get her my house and leave me alone.
Oh, he tells the cop he's going to beat the shit out of him when he sees him out. And then also says, tell your wife to get her stuff out of my house.
Holy shit.
Oh, whoa.
Kevin.
Shots fired. This guy's fired up. Holy shit. So we'll wrap it up with a bow here. This is my last track to see what happened to this guy.
Love it.
Kevin was charged with felony battery threat to an officer, misdemeanor counts of possession of THC, possession of drug paraphernalia, and disorderly conduct. He also received several traffic citations, including OWI, first offense. Kevin was eventually found guilty of battery threat to an officer. All his misdemeanor charges were dismissed but read in. On top of that, his traffic citations were dismissed on the prosecutor's motion, except for the OWI. Ultimately, his sentence was withheld and was only given 2 years of probation with conditions. Online records indicate that Kevin has an extensive criminal history dating back to 2003, involving numerous felony charges. Moreover, he has been taken into custody 4 times within this year.
Get the fuck out. And all he got was probation.
2
He's been
years
arrested
probation after all
4
that.
times.
Yep, I know. So can you imagine you're drunk, you've got drug paraphernalia, you got 71 grams of weed, and you're getting out of your vehicle to go fight someone that you think is driving too slow. And then because they have a gun, you're calling the police on them. This guy is not a bright bulb.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. If that wasn't the case, his lawyers wouldn't have gotten him off. I'm sure that helped in his defense. He was flustered because this man pointed a gun and he was trying to do the right thing. That's why he evaded. That's why he did those things.
Yeah, they got something. They got a bunch of the charges dropped, but
wow.
What a fun one, huh? That one escalates a little
absolute piece of shit, but
so I enjoyed the Code Blue. Those are fun videos. If you guys have some of your favorites, feel free to send them in to us.
Love it.
So we can check those out.
You know what time it is, Karl?
I think it's time for voicemails.
I think it is. I got an email from McBride this morning who said, this is the most fucked up one I've ever done.
All right.
The Creep Off voicemail segment is brought to you by the city of Syracuse. Syracuse was able to defeat Army over the weekend. This makes us better than anyone who's ever lost to the Army, including the British Empire, Nazi Germany, and of course, Pat Tillman. See you in Syracuse.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it got rough.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Oh, Christ. All right.
But can I say real quick, speaking of Pat Tillman, Arizona beating the Cowboys yesterday fucked up my parlay.
I won yesterday.
Oh, God damn it. I lost both my parlays, and it was because the Cowboys, I just needed them to win. I didn't even cover the spread, just win the game.
I had a couple of props on CeeDee Lamb piece of shit.
Yeah,
Did nothing.
I know.
All
He's on my
right.
fantasy team. I wasn't happy either.
Someone called during the show and left us a voicemail, which cool.
Check it out.
Hey, this is Oates from the Discord. Two things. One, don't you think you should buy your liquid plumber in just a big enough quantity that it might get the child that you abducted down the drain?
Yes.
And also, do you think he can call and say that the first one didn't do enough and get his rebate?
Interesting.
Just food for thought. Thank you, Bucky. Bye.
Yeah, I wonder if they get that a lot at the liquid plumber help desk. So you're saying
I
the
imagine
girl
that's
was
the
10?
majority of the calls.
Listen, sir, we cannot guarantee a 10-year-old will go down the drain. Maybe 6, maybe 7, but a 10-year-old, that's going to be difficult. Also, yes, I think you should, if you're going to go around murdering children, go to Costco to buy your liquid plumber. Get in the bulk.
100%. You're going to want to have to use a dolly.
Yes.
To get it into your house. That's how much you're going to need. This is a call from our pal Jim Florentine.
Hey, this is Jim Florentine. Could you guys tell us more about your fantasy team? Did you get Nick Chubb or Najee Harris in the second round? Nobody, and I mean nobody, gives a fuck about your fantasy football team. Fucking yuck.
That's why we talk about it, sir. I mean, Jim. Sorry, buddy.
Jim will be in Rochester in January.
Very good. We'll have to hang out.
Absolutely.
Hey, I got a voicemail for us here.
Okay, then.
This is a message for Vinny on the Creep Off. If you bring John to comedy at the Carlson, I'm going to do so many fucking violences on women.
Oh, no.
You douchebag. And tell John when you speak to him that tributing doesn't mean paying tribute. The word tributing means jizzing on a photo, okay?
That's true.
Tributing is what I did to my cell phone that time they posted the Vic pictures. That's a tribute.
Wow.
I'm making this call while I take a shit on the clock.
Well,
thank you for letting me
So
know.
is the show officially canceled since there was a threat of violencing against women?
No, I'm just going to say, look out, ladies.
Yeah, okay. We'll put a warning out ahead of time. They'll be fine.
I don't understand why this is so controversial.
I think that guy was just having fun with it because
I know.
John still claims that there was a club that canceled a sold-out show because someone said they were going to commit violence on women. That's the dumbest threat I've ever heard in my life. There's no way a club owner's just like, all right, well, listen, we can't have this happen then.
How does that call even look? All the women?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell. Maybe. You don't know.
Well, I imagine that it was probably just relayed to John in an inefficient manner.
Possibly. Here, I got another one for us here.
Okay.
This is for the Creep Off. I understand that Vinny wanted to become Stuttering John's friend, but why has there been zero comedy involved? It seems like Vinny has went from the people's champ to the people's chump.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The reason why there's no comedy involved is because it's Stuttering John Melendez. That's why there's zero comedy involved.
I mean, he's doing a comedy show here. I mean, you
I
come to it if you want.
didn't think it was a comedy show.
I
I thought it was an evening with Stuttering John.
Yeah.
And he's going to regale us with stories,
Stand
get
up,
drunk with people,
and Q&A.
Yes,
with Cardiff Electric.
He can't possibly do his routine that everyone already knows, right? Well, whatever. He'll be great. It'll be a great show. March 10th. You get your tickets at stutteringjohnlive.com.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm just not even getting into this shit.
I
don't
hear you,
care.
buddy. Listen, I know.
Listen, it's an act that the club has booked.
And also, guys, Vinny thinks that, people think that Vinny is responsible for this happening. Vinny normally is just like vacuuming and wiping down tables. I've seen what he does around here.
Yeah, generally.
He's not the guy who's booking the talent here. That's not his role.
Yeah, of course not. I have nothing to do with any of this.
He walks around with end dust around this place. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm. I carry bags for people.
I
too.
hear Mark Ippolito come in here and go, Vinny, there's crumbs behind table 7. And you're like, sorry.
I got to go, guys. I got to go. Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
So trust me, he's not in charge of booking talent.
All right. Somebody wants to make a nomination for Hall of Fame Creep.
Hi, Vinny. Hi, Karl. So I'd like to nominate a creep this week, one that you may have heard of. Vinny Paulino. Now, as I understand it, Vinny and one Mr. Stuttering John Melendez has struck up a very close friendship.
That's correct.
Vinny even keeping secrets and the rest about this friendship. They talk on the phone for hours about how much they hate Karl, how big of a homosexual he is, and take bets on how many square miles the gap in his teeth stretches.
What?
All sorts of very
2.3.
interesting things. And I think I remember a while back John stating that there may be a mole within your organization, Karl.
That's right.
So I'm not trying to tell you what to do here or anything, but I'm just stating that perhaps Mr. Paulino's loyalties lie elsewhere. Anyway, congrats on the live show in Detroit, guys. I listened to that last night. It sounded like a lot of fun. Anyway, don't call me back.
It was fun, and there's going to be a WATP live sometime soon, and it's going to be great, and you should all come to that.
Correct. This winter.
Yeah. Go to the shows you want to go to.
That's right.
Don't go to shows you don't want to go to.
Vinny, you are getting
Who gives a fuck?
You are getting a lot of backlash from the community right now.
I guess.
I
didn't realize it'd be so controversial.
You
I thought it'd be a lot
telling
of fun.
secrets behind my back, talking about how many miles the gap in my teeth is.
2.3. 2.3.
No gap. Don't have a gap.
It's not really the gap that's the problem.
Thinking
It's
of my
the
brother.
jagged edges.
For
and
sure.
the thing's caught in there.
It's gonna be you.
Oh, you're gonna come bite me, Karl? Boy. I don't know what to say, guys. Other than
You have
there's
to
gonna
say
be a
anything.
show. Who
You
gives a
You don't
fuck?
have to say anything.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's my statement. I don't.
I hear you.
Yeah,
Is,
fucking fun.
Anything else you want? Any other voicemails you want to play?
Nah, let's do a scum parade.
All right, let's go.
Skull Parade, take me on a raid of these fuck charades that these creeps have made. Skull Parade, Vinny and Karl gonna tell you about some fuck shit. Skull Parade, like stories of a kid fucked by his mom or dad, soaking up the blood of a cat. Skull Parade.
Guinea Atlas, New York, Karl.
Yes.
On our way to Syracuse. A man was tossed from a wedding this past weekend after touching women inappropriately. Now, after the man arrived around 6:15 p.m., officers responded to the home to a report of a person with a weapon. Now, when they got to the house, the cops were waved down by guests restraining a man in the driveway. And what they explained is that Christopher Califetz, he's 46, of Camillus, New York, brought a loaded assault weapon to the home following a dispute. So he was at the wedding.
Yes.
He got really, really fun.
Yep.
He was having a great time. And then they all got mad at him.
Right. So they're like, you're having too much fun, sir. We're having a wedding here. This is not about fun. We can't have this. You got to go.
Yeah. They said he forcibly touched 4 women.
Could you imagine being one of the women who were forcibly touched and you're thinking like, I still got it. I knew I looked good in this dress. That's awesome. And then you find out he's touching all the women. Oh, he's just going around forcibly touching all the girls. I meant nothing to him.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer. That is true. Maybe this guy should have been a little more, discerning in his case instead of grabbing all the titty.
Correct.
Leave some for everybody else to
Pick
grab.
1 or 2.
Yeah, leave some for everyone else. Well, they threw him out of the party, and he got very upset, swore, got into a couple of physical altercations on his way out, as one does.
Yeah, he's an
when you
angry
leave
drunk.
a wedding in disgrace.
He's an angry drunk. What are you gonna do?
I imagine everybody kicking him in the ass. And like, get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. This guy sucks. So he came back, walking up the driveway with a 30-round magazine and a Anderson AM-15 assault rifle.
Oh boy.
Luckily, there was enough people there who were like, okay, here he comes again. And they all jumped on him and pantsed him or something. I don't know what they did.
They
Threw in
tackled
the
him and
pool.
got his firearm away from him. And what's amazing to me about this story is that this is the solution when someone comes up and you outnumber them, to go ahead and run at them and tackle them, not hide under furniture. See, we seem to have this weird idea that when there's a gunman who's going around shooting people, we should just run and hide. It's not a good solution.
You got to take your chance. I mean,
You do. Someone's got to step up.
Yeah. Someone has to be a hero.
Whether it's the break room at a Walmart or a middle school, someone's got to step up and do something.
And we can't leave it all to Tom Myers.
I mean, the guy's a hero.
That's what I'm saying.
The guy is a hero, as we all know.
It's no different than, a police officer running to the scene of a crime or a firefighter running into a burning building. It's what I do.
All right. He was charged with the following: 2 counts of third-degree criminal possession of a weapon, making a terroristic threat, 4 counts of forcible touching, aggravated DWI, a misdemeanor. He was taken to the Onondaga County Justice Center where he awaits arraignment.
Alcohol is bad. You shouldn't drink alcohol.
Hell of a wedding, though.
It's been a good time.
Yeah. So back to Florida, Karl.
Yeah.
Miami-Dade police arrested a 37-year-old Hollywood man Wednesday after accusing him of lighting a car on fire back in April. Now,
Hollywood, Florida. Yes.
Yes. Melvin Alien Cintron, his then girlfriend, who also happens to be his cousin.
Whoa, what's
owned
hotter?
The car.
What is hotter, the fire or the fact that these cousins are fucking?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So he was caught on camera April 29th lighting the Jaguar XC sedan on fire in front of the home.
Jaguar, too, huh?
Yeah, it's a nice fucking car.
Nice car.
They said the dummy left his cell phone behind.
Oh, boy.
They said they determined soon after that the vehicle belonged to Cintron's girlfriend and cousin, but weren't able to interview her until Monday after failed attempts to contact her over subsequent months following the crime. She said she initially lied to investigators and told them the car caught fire as she drove home because she feared reprisals from Cintron, who made her put the phone on speaker whenever she spoke to investigators.
Oh, gee, the guy who lit your car on fire might do other bad things? Yeah, I would guess so.
The woman,
I can see why you'd think that.
Yeah, it's on brand for him. The woman told police that she fears Cintron in part because he regularly carries a fully automatic gun with double drum high-capacity magazines, which she told officer he refers to as the gun's tits.
Oh, this guy's cool.
He's kind of
cool.
This
guy sounds like a fucking cool dude. See the tits on my gun? Yeah, bro.
Yeah. She also told police that Cintron stole her purse and left her stranded at Miami's Bayside Marketplace after the two got into an argument because he thought she was flirting with the bartender.
Wow, okay. So she probably deserved it then.
She said her purse contained numerous items, including $1,200 in cash.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe she's making that up in order to try to get more money or something.
Yeah.
Minnie, what's a scenario where you would need $1,200 in cash on your person?
Drug deal or prostitute.
First off, that's a very expensive drug deal. It's a pretty big quantity.
What are you up to?
And secondly, prostitute? You're spending that kind of money on a prostitute?
No, but if I had that, if I was had that kind of cash.
What are you, the governor of New York? You can afford that kind of level of prostitute? That's insane.
High-end trim, buddy. High-end trim package.
Good for you, buddy.
Well,
wow.
I don't know. You asked me. What am I doing? $1,200.
Listen, I don't go more than 75 for a blowjob, so I'm impressed with you right now, my friend. Good on you.
75. She's got to have teeth like you.
Listen, it's fine as long as she doesn't use them the way I use mine. Erratically.
To eviscerate apples. So after issuing a warning Monday, police said officers later located Cintron outside of a business and arrested him at gunpoint Wednesday. He's being held on a $12,000 bond on charges of second-degree arson and third-degree grand theft. Maybe she made up the $1,200 so that it became grand theft.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Which would, he did burn her car up.
That probably costs more than even $1,200, I would imagine.
I would imagine it would be a problem. So, Karl, all the kids are back to school, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's take a trip over to St. Catherine University, an all-girls school in St. Paul, Minnesota, where Cardiff is from.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Now, a gentleman by the name of Keanu Labette started exhibiting troubling behavior about a year ago before he went off to college. He was sending her messages like, "I'm not going to hurt you. Can I call you? I still love you. Don't blame me for what happens next."
Ooh.
Very ominous things to this young girl. And after the alarming messages were received when he was still in East High School, they called the police in 2022, and he was sentenced to 1 year of probation with the agreement that the charge would be dismissed if he stayed out of trouble. Now, let's pop up to nowadays, September 7th.
Okay.
He was arrested at this college, St. Catherine University, at the dorm of his girlfriend of 2 months. Now, what happened, Karl? It wasn't the fun trip with a girlfriend that you would think it would be, the fun weekend away at her school, meeting all of her friends. No. What happened was he soon discovered text pictures and social media posts that infuriated him, and the visit then took a dark turn. After giving her hickeys, which were consensual, she said, Libet allegedly tore off her clothes, raped her, and beat her.
Dude, you don't have to rape your girlfriend. I mean, you might have to go down on her, which isn't great, but you don't have to rape her. She's your girlfriend.
Yeah. I mean,
she's up for a good time.
Get a little, you give a little. He also used 2 hands on her neck to strangle her and threatened to kill her while calling her a slut.
So basically, he learned how to do sex from Dave Portnoy. Is what you're telling me.
She said she thought he was going to die. No, he didn't. I don't think this is the Portnoy move because it doesn't say anything about going out for pizza after.
Have you ever seen the leaked sex tapes of Dave Portnoy?
No,
he likes it rough, that guy.
Is he a problem?
I mean, listen, it's consensual. The girls like getting their mouths spit in, I guess. Whatever. There's a certain amount of money that you can accumulate where girls are into some weird shit.
Now, the victim told police that he had threatened to kill her family and reminded her that he knew that she knew what he had done to a prior girlfriend, which was to hold a knife to her throat.
Jesus Christ. Even Trevor Bauer's like, this sex is a little too rough for me.
It wasn't clear if he was referring to the same ex who had taken out a restraining order against him. Now, Libet allegedly moved her mattress to the floor so he could repeatedly rape her without her neighbors hearing the sexual assaults.
Okay.
I guess the bed was too squeaky.
Yeah.
That's annoying. The victim said she was paralyzed by fear. The abuse escalated. He forced her to lie down in the tub, and then he waterboarded her in the bathtub of her dorm.
What do you know about Afghanistan? What do you know?
He then threatened to cut her with a knife and said that she was going to die and no one would help her. This poor girl was tortured by this guy.
Yeah,
he punched her 4
sounds like
times
literal
in the stomach,
torture. Yes,
in the throat and in the face.
Jesus.
And then all of a sudden, on September 10th, the day after all of this was going down, the college student persuaded him to let her leave the dorm to go get food.
What?
Because he's a fucking loser who didn't pack a lunch.
What a fucking idiot.
So you're going to go to the food court and come right back, right?
Promise?
I'll waterboard you again when you get back if you don't go do exactly what I say. So the second she gets out of the room, she immediately goes to campus police.
Yeah, I would think.
And he's arrested in the dorm room, and he's being charged with 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct and domestic assault by strangulations and threats.
Did this guy think all this shit was normal? He just let her walk out and go get some food? What was he thinking?
I don't know. This is
like
really
he's a dumb idiot.
I'm glad this kid's locked up now. I want him locked up for a very long time.
Did you see how he was threatening?
He's a fucking problem.
The girl when he was in high school, how he was threatening the girlfriend. This is a new one for me. I didn't know you could do this. He was threatening her via Spotify playlists. I think
that's right. He wasn't it?
You should find as many places possible to menace your ex. And I think that we're finding some creative ways to really fuck with people here. That's fun. That's a fun one.
Do their Spotify playlist?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's good.
All right. A Kansas youth pastor, Karl.
Mm-hmm.
We love them. He's accused of trying to kill his wife and 5 children in their home before allegedly attempting to set the house on fire. And they say he's the youth pastor. I looked it up. He was the children's pastor.
Yes.
He's the guy who's doing the Sunday school. That's right, kids. Here's Jesus the dog to tell you all about salvation, whatever it is.
The way they describe him on their website is he's just a big kid who likes to teach kids about Jesus. I'm like, well, yeah, obviously he believes the Bible is real. He is like a big kid. Just kidding for all the people who think
that's right. He had 2 of all the animals.
And then the sea was in the way. So then he parted the sea with his hands and it got out of the way and then they could walk.
All right. Now,
isn't that cool? And then there was this wedding and there was no wine. It was just water. And then Jesus is like, we got to get our shit going over here. This is a boring party.
That's the miracle that makes me really like Jesus.
Yeah. It's
He's like,
cool.
Oh, yeah, they're out of wine at this party. I don't think so.
Hey, Jesus, can you whip up an IPA while you're over there too, buddy?
Can we get some White Claws for my my Fred White Claw? He's the guy without the sandals. Now, he's being charged, Matthew Richards. He's 41 years old with attempted premeditated first-degree murder, 1 count of aggravated arson with risk of bodily harm. His 5 children, including a 19-year-old and 4 juveniles, and his wife all sustained lacerations, injuries of varying degrees.
Now, Vinny, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he'd go to hell for something like this. Shouldn't he know that?
Did this guy not read to the end?
Maybe not. I'm pretty sure this is a punishable offense right here.
Yeah, you're not supposed to murder your 5 children.
No, definitely not.
I don't know which commandment that is, but I think it's covered under the thou shalt not kill. Period. Shawnee police and firefighters responded to the home of a disturbance on a disturbance call. When they arrived, they said that the blaze started in the basement of the house and quickly extinguished it. So it didn't burn the whole house down. They took all 5 victims and Richards to the hospital for treatment. Now, Richards' biography on the Crossroads Christian Church website, here's the actual quote. He's a big kid who loves teaching little kids about Jesus. He has been married to Stephanie since 2003, and they have 4 boys and 1 girl. He and his family have 3 rules. Number 1, love God. Number 2, love people.
Number 3, don't burn the house down.
Oh, nope. It's love sports.
Oh.
See, they didn't have a 4th rule.
That's the problem.
They stopped at 3 rules.
That's the problem right
you
there.
You don't just have to have 3 rules. You can have as many rules as you need. In fact, there's rules that society's put there for you in case you forget to put them
yeah, good
in
point.
your house rules.
There's actually these commandments. There's 10 of them that you might want to look at too.
So he's been there for a long time. And I think maybe too many shitty Christian puppet shows fucking made this guy finally like twerk off. Maybe VeggieTales did it.
Dude, they don't have a motive for this. I bet the wife and kids found his kiddie porn stash. Right? They must have found something because this guy loves kids and Jesus. We know where that goes every time.
Yeah. It's convenient that he loves Jesus too, you know? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure you do. Baby Jesus?
Today we're going to be talking
regular
about
Jesus. You like baby Jesus or you like regular Jesus? You answer me.
We're going to talk about how Jesus gave all you kids a pekka today at Sunday school.
Oh, it's a gift from who? Remember that guy we watched from Chicken Hawk?
No.
Oh, it was a wonderful experience for me and the boys. What was his name? Lyle?
Oh, God, I don't remember that.
The guy in the yellow sweater when we watched the Chicken Hawk documentary.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, my God. I couldn't remember. I didn't know that was called Chicken Hawk. I forgot.
Yeah, either way. Creepos are out there. Watch your kids. Watch your kids, folks. And I guess that is this week's episode of the Creep Off.
I think we have one more super chat that came in.
All right.
It says Chase Burke, $2. I wonder why SJ doesn't call you the Karl Russ.
The Karl Russ?
I am the Karl Russ. Boop boop ba doop ba deep ba doop.
That's actually pretty good.
I guess. I don't know.
It's pretty good.
I think you can do better.
Not as good as Shitware. That one's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like that one.
I thought it should be duty weigher because you got the dues payer, duty weigher. You know,
even just the dues weigher is fine too.
Dues weigher. It doesn't make sense, but it's fun. Whatever. Who cares?
Okay. Either way, I feel like shit puts it on the nose for people so they know.
Yeah, I guess so. People are saying that I need to dye my hair. Am I getting too gray over here?
Turn your head to the side.
I don't want to.
Turn your head to the side. No, I think it's the light.
It's the light. It's these ring lights.
There's 2 bright lights.
Yes, that's what it is.
On the side of his head.
I'm not gray at all. It's the lighting in here.
Remember how I went to bat for you just now. Remember that. Remember how I stood there
all...
and lied for you, old gray mare.
Remember. Did Bob Levy make some room on the fence for you up there so you could scoot in?
Me and Bob are just sitting up there having a smoke.
Well, actually, Bob is taking sides. You, sir, are still up on the fence.
Oh, Bob jumped down? So it's all mine now?
How do you feel about KB? What's your take on Kevin Brennan?
I don't like Kevin Brennan.
Oh.
FKB.
FKB. There it is.
I say it every week on Subreddit Surfing.
Right.
FKB.
There you go.
By the way, tonight, live at 8 o'clock, Subreddit Surfing, we are exploring the world of polyamory.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, with our special contestant who is trying for the producer job.
Dylan
from somewhere.
Very good. Dylan from somewhere will be producing Subreddit Surfing tonight at 8 p.m. And polygamy is a fun one because it turns out that
polyamory.
Oh, yeah, right. Polyamory. It turns out that no one can handle it.
I want to talk about that.
Everyone always gets jealous and butthurt, and then it always goes bad.
I feel like this is what they taught us in school about communism. It all sounds like a great idea.
Right. Yeah,
and
no.
Once it happens.
Don't worry about human nature. Everything's going to work out great. Everyone's going to be happy with their loaf of bread and someone fucking your girlfriend, and it's just fine. You're going to be fine with it.
I had a very long conversation with somebody who's closer to you than to me, who's polyamorous.
Oh, yeah?
And was explaining a whole bunch of it to me.
That be Dick Masterson? Who are you talking to?
No, someone, I'm not going to dox him.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you off air. But yeah, it's an interesting world. So we'll be exploring that tonight. Hope you can tune in. Until then, remember, it's nice to be important.
And there's one more super chat. Sorry, one just came in from Dang Wizard at the very end. Have you heard of Crippled Jesus? Just wondering.
Heard of? Yes. Heard from? No.
I haven't heard from Crippled Jesus. I reached out to him when we booked the Detroit show, and I asked him if he wanted to come to the Detroit show, and he said, I moved to the west side of the state. I think he's kind of out of the whole podcasting world, and he's doing his own thing now, I guess. It's too bad. I miss him.
Well, he was a great guy. He was a guy who was around that made me laugh a lot.
He made me laugh a lot, too.
Crippled Jesus, we miss you. Come back sometime.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome anytime, my friend.
Absolutely. So, on that note, it's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice.
Gia.
Maybe you're dead. I'ma blame it all on you. You got raped, and you should have been more careful.
It's the Creep Off.
Ain't no fact checking.
A victim blame. Ooh, I'm sorry, but you brought this on yourself.